decided to hop on live here on YouTube because I have some new spring makeup products that I want to try. And actually a good amount of them are drugstore and one's kind of like, okay, I guess the last one's not drugstore. Let me show you guys quickly. And then while I'm at it, I'm also going to be filming some short form video content as well. So I have my camera set up and I'm trying a new lighting setup. So let me know what you guys think of the lighting situation as well. If this is your first time checking out my channel, hey, my name is Teresa Shea. Welcome to my channel, Fly Fierce Fab. Over here, I love to share a lot of style content. So like how to get the look for less, of my favorite affordable fashion finds. We do some makeup tutorials, some press on nail tutorials. I just did these nails last night and I have a tutorial coming up on these two. I already filmed it, just got edited for you guys. Okay. Let me show you some of the new spring makeup products that I'm going to be trying. So first of all, y'all wasn't going to say nothing to me about the new Wet n Wild collection that just dropped. They have their Chameleon collection out. Super affordable, by the way. I got picked up, I have both of the highlighters actually, but the one I want to try today is this one. It has like a nice little like duochrome finish to it. Sort of like, from what I've seen in videos or pictures, it swatches like a nice yellowy greenish iridescent finish, if you will. So this is like $6.99. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it on Amazon, places like that. Also in that collection they have some glosses. I picked up this one right here. By the way, the name of this shade of the highlighter is what? Too Serious, like the cloud. I'm going to swatch that later when I put it on as well. This is the gloss I picked up from one of the collections. We're going to be trying this too. This is in the shade Halo's Way. And then this isn't brand new, but it's new to me. I really want to create like a glow with my makeup look today. We're going to do some fun, colorful, spring full glam, if you will. So I'm going to try the L'Oreal Gloomy Lotion. I picked it up in the shade 904, Deep Glow. Let's see, what haven't I shown you guys before? I might be using this as well. This is by House Labs. I believe this is technically a blush lighter, right? Okay, I lied, it's a highlighter. But it's in like a blush sort of shade. I'm going to use it in this shade called Pink Amethyst. This is super pretty as well. And then the star of the show that I really can't wait to use is this liquid eyeshadow that I picked up from About Face at Ulta. This shade is called, I believe it's called On the Muse. Yeah, it's called The Muse. I'm really excited to try this on my lid as well. So let me just move my towel from my makeup to the side and start my camera so we can also record this video for some short form content. And as I'm looking in the camera, the lighting looks good. I think I'm going to add one more light though. Maybe I should drop the camera a little bit, actually. See, this is the behind the scenes stuff, y'all, that y'all don't usually see. It's me working it out. Okay, period. That looks good. I'm gonna add one more light underneath, and then we're gonna get started. Yes, because then that's giving me that full... You see how it just kind of like lit me up a bit from the bottom? Okay, so we're gonna start with eyeshadow. I already did my brows. On my brows, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, which is this. I use it in the shade dark brown. And everything that I'm going to use to do my makeup today will be linked down in the description below. I'll link it all for you from my LTK. And then the P. Louise products, because those are not on LTK, I will link those in the description box as well when I'm all done. Oh, so now the thing is I'm going to be talking to y'all and then also showing the camera. So I'm going to start off with this eyeshadow base right here by P. Louise. And the shade Rumor 5. This is the eyeshadow base that I use to do all of my makeup looks. Like anything that I've done, literally in the past, like, it's been years and years. Honestly, since this came out, this has been my go-to eyeshadow base. Okay, so let me show the camera as well, because like I said, I'm recording a tutorial with my camera while I'm also on live with you guys. Make sure the camera sees the base. Kind of. Okay. So we're gonna get started with this. And I apply this with a large, flat concealer brush. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna use this right here. And I'm going to use it to carve my lid. Let me zoom the camera in a little bit more. And basically, since I already cleaned up my brows, which is something I prefer to do, so we're going to be chatting about makeup and whatnot during the course of this live. So that's what we're going to keep it focused to, is fashion and beauty stuff, because that is what this channel is about. Okay. So I'm going to base my lid. And basically, like, I know people have different things that they like to use for their eyeshadow base. So, like, some people like to use concealer. Some people like to use eyeshadow primer. I like to use the P. Louise base. That works really well for me. And basically, you don't have to set it. So, like, to not lock it in place, but I guess essentially set it, you just keep patting it and you're good to go with your eyeshadow on top. Okay. And again, I'm using it in the shade 5. This is my go-to for like every look that I do. I typically stick to this shade. It's rare. It's very rare that you'll see me use something else. And if you guys have any questions on the products that I'm using or the look that I'm doing, feel free to let me know in the comments. And again, everything that I'm using, I will link down below in the description box. Let me make sure the camera can see too, because again, I'm showing y'all and I'm also filming some short form media content too. I will say, like, this new lighting setup, it's picking up really well on the camera. You guys will get to see it when I post the YouTube short of this look, and then make sure you let me know, like, if you like the new lighting setup. Okay. Just want to make sure I get the edges of the area that I'm basting out. Before I go in with eyeshadows. Okay. So typically what I like to start with a lot of my looks is, like, I do use bronzers a lot on my eyes. So I'm going to use the Fenty bronzer, Fenty Beauty bronzer first in the shade Coco Naughty. Let me also make sure I'm showing the camera. And then, like, when I'm filming, I like to try and, like, make each different thing a clip. It just makes it easier for me when I go back to edit versus having, like, one long, like, hour and change clip to edit. So that's just what I'm trying to do here. When you guys see me reaching over, I'm reaching over to my camera that is recording while I'm showing y'all here on YouTube Live. Okay. So I'm going to blend that out nice and high in my crease. And I'm using a Morphe brush to blend this out, by the way. This is their, because you know, like, they have, like, all new brushes now. A lot of, like, the old G brushes that we're used to are gone, and they replaced them with all new brushes. So this is the M333 eye blender brush. It's basically like a nice fluffy blending brush. Girl, did I turn on the microphone in my camera? Because I'm sitting here doing all this yapping. I'm like, now hold on. Is it recording? Let's turn it on. There we go. Because I know y'all can hear me, but we want to make sure the camera can hear me too. All right. And when I'm working in my crease, I feel like I get the best results when I keep everything nice and high in my crease. So like technically my actual crease is here, right? Like that's my eyelid crease. But like to get the look that I'm going for, I blend everything much higher. So as you can see, like it's closer to like my brow bone. I'm not on my brow bone, but I'm definitely blending higher than where my natural crease is. There we go. Now this side. Ooh. Whenever I notice like if this base starts to crease a little bit before I got my eyeshadow on there, because that's the thing, I'm moving a little bit slower because like I'm trying to show y'all, I'm trying to also record on my camera and then talk through it a little bit, so I'm not moving at my normal pace. So I just gotta pat over the eye again just to get rid of the creases. This way I don't just throw the eyeshadow on top there. Okay. That's better. And then same deal. When I blend, I know people like have different ways of going about it. For me, I make little circular motions like this when I'm blending. I don't do like really the windshield wiper motion. I only do that if I'm like buffing in my crease. And I really just keep it nice and high in my crease, like I said earlier. So again, my natural crease is here, the fold in my eye, right? And y'all are watching me blend up here. And that's because also like when I carve out my lid later and stuff, I'm gonna carve over where my actual crease is. That's how you get the look of like still being able to see all that nice eyeshadow work that we're doing, right? Because if not, if I kept everything in my natural crease, you wouldn't really see anything. Like when my eyes are open, like you'd be able to see like some color here and there, but it wouldn't really give me the full-blown effect that I'm looking for. So that's why I blend out higher than my actual crease. Okay. So next, I'm going to go in with another Fenty Beauty bronzer. Usually I will start off with most looks. I'll do Coco Naughty first, right? And then I will go in with Mocha Mami. And also, by the way, Coco Naughty is the shade of bronzer that I use on my face as well. So 2 for 1. And then in the summertime when I have my little tan going on, Mocha Mami is the bronzer I wind up switching to. Ooh, camera. Girl, I gotta multitask. So I'm grabbing some Coco Naughty. Mocha Mami, my bad, it's Mocha Mami. Grabbing some of that. This is a warmer, deeper shade, and I'm gonna blend this out right underneath where I placed Coco Naughty. So I want them to overlap. This way they blend well into each other, right? But I don't want to cover up everything else that I just did. I want there to be like a nice, sort of like gradation, like a fade, if you will, as we move along. Like the colors are gonna get darker and deeper. So again, I'm blending higher in my crease. So actual crease is here. Y'all are watching me blend up here, but I'm still not as quite as high up as where I was blending out Coco Naughty. Because the goal that, so the goal right now is to create like more depth and dimension in my crease as I go along. So that's why the shades are gonna get deeper and I'm gonna be placing them lower as I go along. And if y'all have any questions about the makeup look, products that you see me using, why I'm using something, definitely drop it in the comments below because I am keeping an eye on them. Okay. Pause my camera. Girl, this lighting setup, Will y'all see the YouTube short that I'm filming while I'm doing this? Y'all gonna love the lighting. Because I've been trying for like a while to get my lighting situation for my makeup videos really on point. And I think today I finally got it. Like, it's giving what needed to be gave. And I hope y'all will agree. Alright, so again, this is Mocha Mami by Fenty Beauty, their bronzer. And I'm just blending that out in my crease. So what we're looking like. Now this brush that I'm using is an older Morphe brush. They don't make these anymore because, like I was saying earlier, they basically, it looks like they revamped their brush line. So all the OG brushes that we were used to, like, you know, the M505, like the bigger fluffy, where's mine? The bigger fluffy like bronzer brushes, all of those they got rid of, and now they have a new brush line. All the brushes look like this. They have like the creamish white handle, and I believe they're supposed to have like antibacterial bristles or something like that. So all the old brushes we used to are gone. So if you're looking for some good brushes, still definitely recommend Morphe, but just be aware you got to look at what the new selection is. So this again is from their newer collection, and this is their M333 brush. It's a really great fluffy eyeshadow blending brush. My brush that I was using before this was from their older collection, and that was the M505. So that's a great brush. Well, this also is a great brush for, like, let's say you're working on your eyeshadow like I am right now, and you're looking for a good fluffy blending brush for the colors you want to use in your crease. That's what this is really good for, and that's what I'm using it for right now. So right now I'm just touching up Coco Naughty and making sure I'm getting my angles for the camera too while I'm talking to y'all. Blend this out really well. Hair's getting in the way a little bit. Low-key, I need to get my brows done, but today we made it do what it needed to do. I got microbladed like a long time ago, right? Like, easily I'd say like about 4 or 5 years ago maybe, but it faded so fast. I feel like it didn't even last a year, and then since I have oily skin, I later found out I'm not really a candidate for microblading. I should have had, I think I was told micro shading or ombre brows. So the next time I venture into that territory, that's probably what I'll do, is ombre brows. Okay. When I'm leaning forward again, I'm just reaching over to my camera to stop the clip because I'm recording a tutorial while I show y'all. But this is what we have so far. Coco Naughty by Fenty, and then Mocha Mami, also by Fenty. Those bronzers blended out in my crease. Now, the lid shade that I'm going to use, and we're not quite there yet, but I want to take it out and swatch it again because it's like a really fun and colorful duochrome. So I want to make sure I pick the right next color to use on my crease. I don't want to pick something that's going to clash. Girl, why didn't I cut this open before I sat down? Okay. This is what I'm going to be using on my lid. This is by About Face. I had a YouTube short up recently where I showed y'all what this looks like. They have a bunch of new holographic eye paints that they just dropped. In their collection, there are 3, and this one is called the Muse, and it's so pretty. This is what it looks like here. So I want to make sure I pick the right next color for my lid that complements that. Just trying to put my camera back on. Face shot. Okay. So typically with the palette that I go to next, this is my all-time favorite eyeshadow palette. First of all, in general, I feel like P. Louise, they just can't be topped for eyeshadows. They really, really can't. I love really just about every eyeshadow palette that I've tried from them, but my must-have like eyeshadow palette, like if I don't have this, I'm not doing my makeup. That's a bold statement. I'm not doing my eyeshadow if I don't have this palette. It's this one right here. It is their Wedding Wish XL palette. So like it was basically made with the intention of it being, I guess, for like bridal makeup, but it has so many great different brown tones and like shimmer shades and things like that. That's why I love this. My go-to shade is usually, next would be this one. It's called The Only One. This one right here. And again, this palette is by P. Louise. You can grab it from their website. They do have a site for the UK and for the US. This one is on the US site as well. Again, favorite eyeshadow palette. The shades I use most, if you're curious, this one right here for like my outer V, it's called The Only One. I love to use this one right here, Promise, on my lid or as an inner corner highlight. When I'm doing like a nude carved crease look, I will typically use this shade right here or like mix it with this one. And then I also like this for an inner corner highlight. Also, like if you're doing like your inner eye highlight and you want to like add a little white shadow just to like make it pop a bit more, this one here is great for this too. So that's why I'm always reaching for this eyeshadow palette, especially if I'm traveling and stuff. This has to come with me. Like it has to be there. Girl, all that talking, I didn't even show the camera the palette one time. Okay. So let me not get makeup on this top because I got to get pictures after. Zoom out a little bit. Ooh, girl. Where is it? The Only One. Trying to show the camera. So yeah, guys, we're trying some new spring makeup today. Y'all are also getting some behind the scenes on how I film my makeup videos. And I'm trying my new lighting setup. Okay. After all that, now let's go in with this shade, The Only One from this palette. So for this, I like to use, now don't laugh at my brush because I've had it for years, but she done got me through some things, okay? It's this brush right here. And this is by Zoeva. I don't even think they make this brush anymore. It is a 224 brush. I love this for like working with darker, deeper colors in my crease and really being able to blend them out well, because when they're not blended well, things just wind up looking a little patchy. It's just not a cute situation. So I like to make sure I have brushes that are going to last me a good long time and help me get the look that I want. So going in with that one that I just showed y'all called The Only One from the P. Louise palette. And I'm blending this lower in my crease. So this is the shade that's going closest to my actual crease. And I try to make sure that I'm focusing my blending more up here than down here, because if I were blending this all out down here below my lid, right, I'm going to cover that up later with my lid shade. So it's like, you doing all that work for what? Like, ain't nobody gonna see it. It's about to disappear. So I want to make sure that I blend it out really well, but specifically in the areas where you're gonna see it. And again, with this shade, I'm blending higher than my actual crease because my actual crease of my eye is here. But once I carve out my lid, I'm gonna carve that higher than my crease as well. This way we get that like full-on glam effect where like you're just really able to see everything. Because if I kept it lower in my crease, you'd be able to see it, but honestly it just doesn't have the same effect. Like I have an old video on my channel